Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And loves danger.
Oh, what kind of danger are we getting into?
Crime.
Today? No crime.
Oops. This is our Check It Out series where we showcase various games to you. And today we're going to check out
Dungeons, Dice, and Danger. Check it out. Check it out.
That sounds like a tick 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 on a bomb that's about to explode.
It's dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yay.
Well, Dungeons, Dice, and Danger is designed by Richard Garfield and published by Ravensburger. In this game, you'll be going through various dungeons, defeating monsters, and hoping to get more treasure than your opponents.
Will you do it the fastest? Will you score the most points? Well,
or will your dice rolls be terrible?
Let's take a quick look at how to play the game.
Now, as always, you'll begin by setting up. Each player will receive an adventure sheet and one pencil. In this game, you'll aim to score the most victory points by collecting golden gems and defeating monsters. Now, the game begins with the active player rolling all 5 dice. Now, every player builds 2 pairs of dice combinations from the 4 rolled white dice, adding them together. Now, the active player may also use the black dice, so they have more combinations to choose from. If you're the passive player and wish to use the black dice, you're able to do so by crossing off the black dice on your player sheet. Now, once you have the 2 chosen numbers, you cross them off on your player sheet. Now, you're able to cross off any of the green spaces or spaces adjacent to a space you've already crossed off. Now, once every player has crossed off 2 of their spaces, the play passes and a new active player rolls the 5 dice. If you're ever not able to cross one of the dice, you'll unfortunately lose a life point. If you lose too many, you'll be out for the game. Now, the game will end when one player defeats all the monsters on their sheet. Now, in order to defeat the monsters, you must be adjacent to them and create a combination of rolled dice that equates to the number on the top left. Now, you'll notice some of these numbers are outlined and not circled in. That's because you have to visit specific spaces to unlock those numbers that you can hit the monsters with. Now, each monster is a race. If you're the first player to defeat the monster, you'll collect the gems in the leftmost, with every other player crossing off that value. However, every other player does get to do 1 damage to that monster, regardless if they're adjacent to them. You'll also notice that there are some treasure chests on the map. If you visit those, you're able to unlock one of the 3 bonuses. Extra life, which gains you more life hits, a torch, which allows you to cross off any 2 spaces on the board, and extra black dice ability. So it allows you to use the black die a little bit more. Now, the boss monster is the primary objective for the map. As soon as one player defeats them, they'll lose some life points, but they'll gain plenty of gems. Now, the game ends when one player does defeat all the monsters. At that point, you'll finish the round and calculate the points. Now, don't forget about the special objectives that each map has. For example, in the first map shown here, if you're the first player to connect both of the start zones, you'll gain 3 gems. You'll tally up your score from your gold, your gems, subtract any value you might have lost from your life points, and the player with the most points wins. Well, what did you think?
I like this game.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's dangerous. It feels a little dangerous and dicey at times. Which is exactly what you would expect from a roll and write, where you're basically dungeon crawling and racing to the finish.
This is one of those games where there's a few games where I play them and I think, why has no one come up with this yet? And this game is one of those.
Yeah.
Because the simplicity of just rolling dice, everybody using them through the combinations that do come up, and actually putting that into action is quite interesting, and it gets me engaged. The maps are very fun.
Natural.
Yeah, it feels like it just flows. It just makes sense.
Yes.
So I really enjoy this game. I want it to keep coming back to it, and the variety of maps just makes it so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4, and I want more. So.
Well, we have an exclusive for you today. While we were just filming this, I noticed that there is a 1 on the box.
I didn't know that.
Now, I wonder if that means, because what number
Wink,
usually
wink,
follows
nudge, nudge.
number 1?
4?
No, it's number 2.
Oh.
So, is there going to be
a second?
A Dungeons, Dice, and Danger 2? Or maybe it's Dragons, Dice, and Danger?
Maybe it's Dungeons, Dice, and 2 Dangerous. Oh.
I think we should get hired to come up with a name.
No.
So,
but...
you know what? The 4 maps are plenty, but I definitely want more.
Oh, yeah. The game is full enough in this box that you're given, and I just like to play it. So.
Absolutely.
But why should people check this out?
Well, it's very competitive start to finish.
Yes.
The dice that you roll, the objectives that you go for, but because it's first come, get more gems, you wanna really race up for those. And sometimes that is very exciting because you're just trying to get that monster before somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super true. And then like on top of that, it's a roll and write. So if you like roll and writes, check this one out. No, like what I mean by that is most roll and writes, they have this like ease of teaching and ease of mechanics that are very like easy to bring to the table for folks. So roll and writes have that like special place, at least in our hearts, where they're like, we can show them to anybody, and when you put it together with this theme and the fact that it does get a little bit more complex, you do feel that competitive edge, and you do like feel like you're staying on your toes. This is a great game to check out if that's the type of stuff you're looking for.
And many roll and writes have that simultaneous, like everyone takes action at the same time, so you don't have to wait for your turn. That is included in this one, and I really like how they use the black die. Because it really allows you to use really any of the actions to be a little bit more creative. But if you're the passive player, you still have the option to use it if you cross off that little black die icon.
Yeah, exactly.
So it gives you some of the flexibility, but it definitely makes you think even harder of which numbers am I going to cross off.
And even to that point, like because you're actively participating in that dice roll and having the option to pick that black die, you are also trying to and almost needing to pay attention to what other people are racing for, because you really want to get there before, or you might even want to give up on certain things because somebody's too far along. You know you're not going to score, so it's a nice way to feed into that active participation. It
sure is. So why shouldn't you check it out?
Well, like many roll and writes, this game is a lot based on luck sometimes. It feels as if like when you roll and you don't get the right rolls, you end up taking a lot of damage. And that can be kind of unfortunate because the one thing in this game is it hasn't happened to us when we played it, but you can actually get eliminated from the game, which can kind of feel bad because they're like, what I imagine.
You can get unlucky with a lot of just not having the right dice rolls come up.
And like it must be strategically spread out so that like there are more 7s, or there are like you have to be able to plan like certain ways based on like the statistics of the rolls kind of thing. But like some of those things we just don't think about when we're playing games. So you have to be very wary of that, and because of that, it brings up luck. And then it brings up the fact that you could get eliminated, which is kind of unfortunate.
I'm also quite an impulsive player. When I play games, I usually make the decision to just go for it right away. And this is a game that is not for a person like me.
Yeah, especially when you have to pick like the two pairs.
I really appreciate this game, and it actually does challenge me to grow in this space, so I really do like it. But typically, I just pick a number, and I don't even think about the other number that I have to take. And all of a sudden, that number is no longer available to me. But if I mixed up the combination earlier, I actually could have made it work. So it really forces me to slow down and not be as an impulsive. But if you're an impulsive gamer and you just go for the decision right away without really thinking much of the options through, this game might not be for you, and you might just get really frustrated with it.
Exactly. But overall, what do we think?
We love it!
Yeah, it's another roll and write to the table.
You know, ever since we did our top 10 roll and writes, we've acquired new roll and writes, and I feel all of them could make that list.
Yeah, there's been a lot of roll and writes that we picked up.
Releases.
Recently that have just like wowed us. So
maybe it means a new video has to be made.
Might
or at least even just to tell you about the hotness of the roll and writes that we've acquired over the last little bit. Yeah. But overall, this game is an absolute blast. Cam Kendall did an amazing job with the art in this game too. Every map is so inviting. All the creatures and monsters are so cute yet quite interesting. There's a bear scorpion in there, which is quite a joy to have. There are Egyptian corgis, which is I think are amazing. So but we really enjoy it. For our question of the day, if you had to combine 2 animals to make a monster for this game, like the bear scorpion, which would it be? I think like the obvious answer here, at least for me, is the spider monkey. Literally combining a spider and a monkey. But how does it look?
What do you mean?
Like, is it a spider body, monkey arms? Like, what are we?
I think
Does
it's
it
like
have
a
the eyes?
spider body, but it has
Okay.
like a monkey tail, so it's like super agile.
Okay.
And then like it's also venomous, but it has probably like a monkey face.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a big blob.
Maybe
with a
you know what? Actually, it's more like
Uh-huh.
a monkey
Yeah.
with a spider face.
That makes more sense
Yeah.
to me.
So it's more like creepy, and maybe it has like extra weird legs coming out from its sides, so it helps with the agility. But you never know. You never know.
You know what the first thing that came to my mind is, and
What?
it makes no sense.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I was trying to be like kind of scorpion and bear like. So the first thing that came to mind was like the praying mantis.
Yep.
But then I'm like, what's a weird animal to pair with that?
Oh no.
And you know what the first one that came to mind
A
was?
giraffe.
Zebra.
Oh,
Close.
close.
So it's like a
A
praying
zebra praying mantis.
So I feel
that.
like it's more like a zebra, like kind of like a centaur.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay. Yeah.
Or so you have
a centaur with a
with a praying mantis
top.
instead of a human. So, and it's all striped like a zebra. So I like that.
Okay.
If someone wants to create those drawings for us,
Yes,
then that would
please.
be like
Yes, please.
we would feature you on our channel for sure. Well, thank you so much for watching. Answer that question in the comments down below.
Yeah.
And
Until next time.
what about the subscribing?
I'm about to do it.
Oh. we need
Yeah.
the subscriptions.
Yeah, until next time, hit that thumbs up button if you like what you saw. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep following along on our journey.
If you like our content.
Yeah, of course.
And spider monkeys.
Yeah, yeah. And until next time, again, this is us. Check it out.
Bye.
Bye.